everybody, it's Diana. This is what we're going to look at today. It is called Metal Art. This was on discount from Dollar General, so I'm not sure if it's any longer available. These did go to extreme clearance this week, but this says it's for ages 6 and up. I'm a little leery about that. All right, pulled it out. This came out. You actually get the pieces of metal, which is cool. This includes, it says it includes one set. However, I did notice that it did not include the hammer, which I do have one of those around here. I better find it. And of course, I can't find the hammer. Anyway, let's take a look and see what we have in here. As I mentioned, it says everything is included except for the hammer. It says that it has 2 die-cut wooden frames, that it has 1 brush, 2 pattern idea sheets, 4 poster paints, 3 metal sheets of brass, copper, and aluminum, 1 tapping tool, easy instructions, but you need 1 hammer. So I opened up the box and we have filled up the box, so at least the box size is coordinating to the material size. Let's see what all we have in here. Looks like color-wise, we did not get the primary colors. We have purple, blue, orange, and red, which looks like it's pretty well dried up, quite honestly. The red especially, there's hardly any in it at all. But as I said, this is on clearance, so I don't know how long that it's been around. So it could be quite some time. So let's see what else we have. We have our 3 sheets of metal. Oh, it's very lightweight, so, wow, very thin. And copper. Brass, I guess. And aluminum. Very thin. Very light. Now, I did these when I was a kid, and I actually used pieces of metal and a hammer. I did not do it, however, when I was 6. The pointy tool, I would be a little leery of a 6-year-old using this, quite honestly. If they were, they need to have definite parental guidance. Cheap, slightly warped brush. And I guess they paint the items after they make them. Oh, here's some cute little patterns here. We've got a little train, little mushroom, a banana, a little lion. Here's the thing, though. I wonder if we're going to have to cut down the pieces of metal, because these are not very big. See, here's some of them, and here's the sheet of metal. So yeah, they don't really take up much room in here. So maybe we can make more than 1 per sheet. Because originally I thought it was just 3 sheets, or 3 pictures that you could make, but you may be able to do more than that. Here is the little wooden picture frame. And you get out some little extra pieces too. So you can have a frame like this, or you can have a frame with this one. Which is a nice saving wood way of doing it. Except, ooh, ouch, just got a sliver. Something else to keep in mind. And then a cardboard frame. Not quite sure about what this is all about. So let's take a minute and let's read our directions. Yes, we received everything that was supposed to be in here, except for a hammer, which is not supposed to be in here. Choose 1 picture from the various design sheets, or you can make your own. Okay, so allowing creativity in there. Ask an adult to help you find a hard, flat surface to begin your project. I'll reserve my judgment for a little bit, my thoughts for just a little bit. Let's read the rest of the directions. Number 3, put your chosen design on top of the metal sheet and tape it into place on both sides to keep the design in place. Position the tapping tool, pen on top of the drawing in a vertical position. Use the hammer to give strong taps. Make sure you tap strong enough, but not too strong that the metal pen will go. What? I think they just want you to make little dents. They don't want you to poke all the way through it. And it'll be really easy. I can tell you right now, it'll be really easy to poke all the way through this, even for a kid, because that metal is very thin. And they're saying to hit it really hard. I don't think I agree with that. But, moving on. Framing your art. Paint the wooden frame with our beautiful paints. Put aside to dry. Center the picture of the frame. Center the picture of the frame. I think it's a typo. I think it's supposed to be on the frame. And tape the corners. And to make a metal frame, choose a cardboard frame. That must be what this was. By the way, I only saw one cardboard frame in here, so I don't know why they're saying choose a cardboard frame. And place it on the metal. Run a pencil along the outside, softly pressing into the metal. Follow steps 1 through 4 listed under the basic instructions. Cut an X in the corner of the frame. Place the cardboard frame over the metal sheet, lining it up with your previous pencil marks. Fold the sheets on the sides of the metal over the cardboard. Beware the edges may become sharp. Tape the edges to the cardboard so they don't move. Tape your picture to the back of the frame. Your photo is ready to be displayed. Cut an X in the center of the frame? Why? So you can be able to hang it, maybe? Place the cardboard frame over the metal sheet, lining it up with your previous pencil marks. Fold the sides of the metal. Oh, okay, so they're saying don't cut the metal at all. Beware of the edges because they may become sharp. So if you're going to make this into a metal frame using one of these, they're saying draw the outline and then you're going to fold it over. So you're going to end up using this whole thing as your frame. The whole thing about the X, I wish they would explain why you're cutting an X in it, because it really doesn't tell you why, and I'm assuming it's so that you can hang it up, but I'm not totally sure. The ones that they show on here, they actually show like the sun is from a cut piece, so they don't mention cutting it, but you certainly could cut it. Now I'm looking at here, and on this little helicopter, that looks like it goes all the way through. Now what they should mention that I was skeptical at when they said find a flat surface. Yeah, it's important to have a flat surface, but you really need something underneath it. When I did this, I had an actual a block of wood underneath it, so that if the pointer went through, it didn't damage my table. Personally, I might just use this cardboard actually for the backing. I have my nice little white table set up here, so in a moment here I will put the camera down so you can see what my hands will be doing. Okay, now since this is a big paper and this is a little teeny tiny pattern, I suppose I could take it to a copier and blow up the pattern, but I'm not going to. I'm just going to make it small. So first thing I'm going to do is take my scissors and I'm going to cut around this. Now in order to give this video a little more color, I use my pretty purple tape. Now I suppose if you wanted to, you could tape it down also to the board here. You know, I'm going to try something. I'm going to see if I can do this just using the pointy thing. And just popping it like that. So check it out. See the little divots? And that's not even using a hammer. That's just using the little hole poker. So I would suggest simply poking around every 1/4 of an inch or so. They don't even tell you that either. How close to put the holes together. See, check it out. See it? And that's just using the poker, not using a hammer. I really don't think you need a hammer for this. I'm going to go ahead and do the rest of this off screen and see what our beautiful little choo-choo train ends up looking like. Alright, a few observations before we pull the tape off and see what it looks like. It is now curled. I don't know if you can see this over here or not, but this is like curled. If you look closely here, you see these spots where the poker went straight through. I wasn't even poking it hard, and it went straight through into the cardboard. In fact, if you look at the cardboard, you can see the holes. Yeah. So, yeah, for sure, no hammering. However, what I did find is this picture is so stinking small that if I would have just poked the holes, I would have had to poke them super, super close together. Especially in these parts here where there's like shading right in here, like on the windows and such. So I took a different approach. After I poked the front half, I was like, this isn't working too well because this is busting right through. Maybe I should just trace along the line with the pointer and do like an embossed picture. So that's what I did. Let's see how the two parts turned out. I think it's cute. I think it's a cute little train. Personally, I like it better where it was embossed than where it was poked with the holes. Because, like I said, see how easily it poked through? Now, it might have been because I wasn't using, I put the cardboard down, but I wanted to protect my table. I didn't really want to scratch up my table at all. But it's, actually, I like the, with just the tracing around it. I think that would be fine. You definitely do not, however, you do not need a hammer for this. In fact, a hammer would make each one of those holes go completely into your table. The edges are pretty sharp, so you do have to be careful of that. So I would suggest folding them back before you do anything with it. I did notice, however, okay, mind you, I took this little choo-choo train right from their patterns. But look at how much bigger the frames are than this. Even the smaller frame is too big for this. So if you're going to use the frames, you need to use something bigger. And then remember the paints? They actually showed on the box, they actually showed them actually painting the tin or the metal. And I don't think that is going to be a possibility because check out our red paint. First of all, there's hardly any in there. And second of all, it's all dried up. So let me grab my paintbrush here. Forgive me, kind of doing this a little blind right now. So I'm trying to see, oh, well, peeled a little bit. And I don't know if I can bring this back to life or not. But there's very little there. Let's see if we can, oh yeah, I guess I can paint on there. Wouldn't I say this is worth $5? It does have some cute patterns. That in itself I like. I like the concept. The tin for younger kids is probably better than the stuff that I used as a child, because the stuff I used as a child I did have to have a hammer with. However, you do need to take some precautions with this. This is a sharp, pointy thing. Yeah, they could hurt themselves with this. Make sure there's an adult supervision with this. Anytime you get something pointy like this, you need an adult supervision with it. Secondly, you might want to have the adult cut the tin out because it is sharp. It is very sharp. You can cut it with the regular scissors. This is my worst scissors, and I cut it with this no problem. So yeah, a real scissors it'll cut just fine with. Now we have this spot. See how it makes an X? Now what's going to happen is that's going to actually be able to make it easier for us to fold this back on to the cardboard. Now in the middle here, I made a big X, and I actually cut through there. Now what I'm going to do is I'm going to cut these lines to the corners. And then we're going to fold those back, and that's where your actual picture is going to go. I'll stop the camera and do this off camera. Remember that little X in the middle? I'm going to fold those parts in too. Probably should have done those and folded those in first. But there really wasn't anything in the directions about folding things over, what to fold first, and things of that nature. So let's take a look. Folded, turn it over. Oh, there it is. And you see, you could even make a little picture over here if we wanted to.